and we were having to shout our lines, and it was that made it really
loud.
And it wasn't loud in real life at all. So we're screaming at each other, and it was a very difficult scene for that reason. So
she still loves him though.
I think that you all play such strong roles.
oh, and he still loves her too, by the way. In case you weren't sure.
You all play such strong roles in the Whedonverse, and Amy, everyone talks about your duality between Illyria and Fred. I really think that there's something to be said there about Claire Saunders and Whiskey and Dollhouse. And a million other roles you may have played in that show as well. What I really was wondering is if the tables turned and you got to choose a role in any of the Whedonverse that you would have liked to have played, what would it have been?
Is this for everybody? Is this for everybody?
Yes.
Okay, because I want a second to think.
That's hard. That's hard. You got something?
Was anybody here yesterday for the panel? Okay, well, not that many. So I'll say what I said yesterday. I would like to play Mal.
Yeah.
And if it's just absolutely refused that I could play Mal, then how about Kaylee?
Yeah.
I just have this like perfect vision of you in that shindig.
Just for the challenge of it, just for one episode, I would like to take a stab at trying to play Lorne. although Andy was just so funny. I mean, when we talk about, you said we're talking about favorite line earlier. There's this scene in Angel that makes me laugh like uncontrollably, and it's such a small thing, but Andy is just so funny, and I wish I had his comedic skills to even like relay it to you, but it's a scene where they're talking to this demon, and he has sort of a pet demon as a human demon, and the guy makes them drink the pet's blood, so the guy like twists something from his wrist, and the blood spills out in his glass, and Andy tastes it, he goes, "Oh, you taste great." But he had so many reverses and like where he was like, trying to act like he did like his blood, but he obviously hated it. It was the funniest. It just makes me cry with laughter every time I see it.
I mean, I really wanted to be on Firefly. I would play any part in Firefly. But I could probably list a part in every show, but really, I love all the actors who played them so much. I just want to be there with them. So I don't think I could do as good a job as anyone else did in their parts.
Hello, my question is for Amy. Actually, I want to preface it by saying I was genuinely shocked that you were not nominated for an Oscar for Much Ado About Nothing. Your performance was incredible. Yeah, you mentioned the If I Were a Man speech, and that's actually what I wanted to ask you about, because before y'all's version was released, for me the definitive performance was Emma Thompson in the 1993 movie. And when she delivered that speech and other performances I've seen, it was so large and so anguished, and you seemed to make a very deliberate choice to go very small with that. It was a very intimate moment, and I thought it was all the more heart-rending because of that. And I wanted to know, was that your decision or Joss's, or were you even thinking about the other performances?
Well, I definitely tried not to watch anything too recently because I didn't want to copy someone or specifically not to, I'd actually like to go back and watch that movie because I love that movie. I'd like to watch the Kenneth Branagh version again now. but it just seemed like the right thing with what we were doing. I mean, we were in Joss's house, and it was we shot that scene late in the whole 12 days that we had to make the movie. We shot it towards the end of that, and I don't know that it was specific. It was just that was a great scene because we shot it in his house, and it was actually his house, and so we were able to walk. It was like from this room into this room and up the stairs, and it just seemed like that was the way to do it. Thank you.
Hi, this question is for everyone. You have all played such great characters that have touched us all personally. I was wondering if in your travels and coming to cons and conventions, if you have had any moments with fans where they have touched you personally.
Awkward.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
No, of course not.
I promised to never tell.
I mean, the whole experience really feels like that. I haven't done conventions in a while, and so just being here yesterday and today, my husband was like, "How is it? Are you so tired?" And I worked all night on Friday night and then flew here Saturday morning, and I thought I would just be so beat, but just getting, I mean, how bad can it be? You're surrounded by really nice people saying nice things about you. So I was just like, no, it's really great. I've met so many people who definitely, yes, is the answer. Just even in this weekend, so yeah.
My answer is yes. I don't want to go into the story because for anybody who was at the panel yesterday, they know why I can't tell the story. Because I can't get through it without crying, and I'm not going to do that today.
Aw.
But yes.
I've actually had what I consider to be a really, really embarrassing kind of experience because a woman in Australia, a young woman actually, came up and told me that she'd had some kind of illness and she was in the hospital for like 4 months or something, and she didn't want to live, and that her solace was watching Firefly over and over and over again, and that her attachment to my character saved her. And, you know, that's just like, I mean, really embarrassing because it's just beyond any kind of acknowledgement that I would ever have about a character that I play. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just so, it was just otherworldly. I mean, it was just like really hard to have, or hard to hear, or hard to imagine, you know, that something so, you know, joyful and stuff for, you know, for me to be a part of creating had that kind of life and death kind of influence on a person. So anyway, it's weird to even imagine that kind of impact.
Oh, I do. I have a story to tell that I should share, and this kind of culminates at San Diego Comic-Con this year. When we were doing Angel, a young man starred on our show, and he had a friend with him, and his friend was drawing in the corner. And I noticed his drawing over the corner of my eye. I love art, basically. I saw his drawing, and I just casually said, "Wow, that is really good." And he was like, "Thank you." I was like, "You should really, you should really go into that. You should really look into that." And he was like, "You think?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're really, really good." Cut to when I finally found out that I was playing Deathlock, they brought me a picture of what my character was going to look like, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" I was like, "When did I pose for this?" And they were like, "You never posed for this. This is a drawing." And I was like, "It's a drawing?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's a drawing." And I was like, "No, they used a computer." And he was like, "No, somebody drew this." And I said, "Who?" And they said, "Well, he's in the other room." So I went to the other room, and they showed me the guy who drew it, and I said, "You drew this?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "It's really good." And he was like, "Thank you." San Diego Comic-Con, the young man who drew it came up to me and said, "I met you on the set of Angel, and I was drawing in the corner, and you told me how good my drawing was. And you made me want to do this as a profession."
That's awesome. Okay, this is going to be our last question, actually, because we're running out of time here. So,
Okay, hi. This is mostly for Ron and Amy. That was a good segue, this is the last question. Like many of us here, I just had a really hard time letting go of Firefly and of Dollhouse. In fact, I haven't watched the last episode of Dollhouse because I refuse for it to be over. I just wondered, when things are sort of killed prematurely, as people in it, as actors, like, is it hard for you to let go, and how do you do that? If it is hard, how do you kind of like work through it?
Well, I think that we stopped doing Firefly, what was it, 2002? And I'm ashamed to say that I think I was almost over the loss of Firefly maybe last week.
No. Never get over it.
I mean, actually, like yesterday and today, just talking about Angel and Dollhouse and everything, and people are like, "Are you going to do a reunion?" And I'm like, "I wish, I wish we were." I mean, I think that's the one, not the one, but that's one of the great things about that it is Joss who does these shows, and that he has this company of actors that he pulls from, and you just, it's not like he's going to make a bad show. So you just think, okay, now he's going to make another cool, awesome thing, and maybe there's a chance that I'll get to be part of that too.
And also, by coming here and being with you guys, it lives again.
Okay, so before we go, we have a prize, a giveaway. And this is a book called Joss Whedon, The Biography by Amy Pascal. Several people here have read it and said that it's really incredible, and I want to give this book away today. So all weekend long, we've been playing trivia. So I'm going to ask a trivia question, and if you know the answer, shout it out. Now, we're all going to be fair. It's been working well all weekend, so we're all going to be really honest about who said it first. So, here is today's trivia question. I don't even know if Amy can answer this, and it's about her. Amy did a screen test for her role as Fred. The scene involved Alexis and I, and it was based on what play? Midsummer Night's Dream. Who said it? There you go. You won. Did you know that? Did you know that?
I had talked about him that night when I was
All right. All right. Perfect. Did you really? She said she just watched it last night. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a blast.